Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome again into another exciting episode of the Coaches Show, featuring head coach and athletic director for your Total Rattlers, Blake Mauser. Coach, how's your week been so far?
It's been great. Anytime after a week, after a win, the next week it's always usually pretty good. So can't
Yeah,
complain. And I'm gonna my Aggies pulled off the upset, and then I'm not sure if you paid attention also, but I think the Astros have won the first two games against the Rangers in this series. So far my week's been doing all right.
this has been a great episode. I really appreciate your time. Now, quit talking about them Astros. You know they're a bunch of cheaters. You know that, right?
Yeah, who knows? We're all right. If we baseball, you know that deal. If you ain't cheating, you
Yeah,
ain't trying in that game. So
there
we'll be
you
all right.
go. That's right. No crowd in baseball. Well, it is, of course, today is September the 17th. And man, September is a month to remember because now y'all can call yourselves winners because you have a winning record, 2-1 in the non-district season. We've got a great matchup coming up this week, and we'll talk about all this stuff here in a few minutes. But I always love to start off the show with what I call the roundup, the Rattler Roundup. We're going to talk a little bit about the junior highs and, of course, cross country in full swing right now. I can't believe those guys. Have you had those guys tested to see if they're okay up here? Because that's a long distance running, coach. Explain that to me.
No, it's not in my DNA either, but those kids work very hard. Coach Atkins and Coach Hoffman have them up just as early as our football guys right now, and you'll see the lights out and they're running hard and appreciative, and not just at the high school but the junior high kids. We got a bunch of junior high football kids who actually will run, and then right before they either lift or practice in the morning. So proud of all those kids and the junior high girls as well. They've been very successful, so it's neat to kind of see that.
And of course, our volleyball team, they're just whipping everybody in sight. That nobody can compete with these girls. It may as well give us the state championship right now, coach.
Yeah, well, I'm sure. Yeah, but no, the girls are doing really, really well. Got to watch them live last Friday with no game, with us being done on Thursday. So got to watch them live last Friday and in the home last night, and then they swept. Made easy work of Breckenridge and Millside. We got a big one next Tuesday though. So challenge to all the Rattler fans out there next Tuesday. We got Peaster at home, and they're obviously the along with us, kind of predicted to be kind of running for the district title. So it's going to be a fun one next Tuesday. So I invite everybody out.
Absolutely. Great group of girls there, I'll tell you. And how did our JV do last week?
JV, we started out a little slow and made a great comeback, only to lose on literally the last play on the 1 yard line. So yeah, it's one of those things. But a lot of lessons we were able to learn on how to start a game, and situational. We could have. We had a penalty we couldn't have, and we could have wasted a little bit more time out of the huddle. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into that you see every week that pros screw up, and so much less for JV guys. But it's great to talk about, good film to learn from, and I bet they'll come back ready to go tomorrow. We'll have two JV games. We'll have our JV white, which is mainly freshmen, playing the first game, and then in fact it'll be all freshmen in that one. Then we have a few freshmen up on our JV purple as well. That's more of an upperclassman and a few freshman teams. So we'll have two home JV games tomorrow, which is great to have.
All right. So JV tomorrow night and it's going to be at home?
Yes, JV will be at home. Yes, sir. And then junior high will be on the road at Comanche.
Them dirty Comanche Indians, boy, I tell you. And that's who we're going to be taking on this Friday night. Now, last Thursday, I said Thursday, it was Thursday night lights instead of Friday night lights for us because we were doing the Patriots Day game. And, boy, it started off I was not sure what we were going to get. Britton had been out a week, and when he came out, it just looked like timing was just a little off, or we'd have jumped off to a big early lead.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's one of those things too. When we're just off a little bit, and our first 3rd and 1, we worked a play that we thought against their 3-man front, and then they kind of came into 4-man front, and we weren't necessarily, something we haven't seen yet, and so it kind of got it to a little bit of a blocking deal. So we end up punting the ball, and Millsap's kind of transitioned their offense. If you watch their first game, they went more of a spread, but then they've really gotten into this power, and it's really changed their outlook. I mean, of their year, and they have a really good running back. They have big offensive linemen, a lot of tight ends that they rotate in, and so kudos to their coaching staff. They've kind of found a recipe for their success. But once we settled down and our kids made some big time plays at the end of half, to go into the halftime up with a lead was huge, and then coming out and executed and did what we can do.
Absolutely, and a lot of people got playing time as the game was kind of salted away. I noticed a lot of subs coming in and getting some game time, and that's going to show later on when we get into the depth of the season. Is those backups coming in, having that previous game experience, they have something to draw back on, and that'll help us be even stronger as we go down the line.
Yeah, no, anytime we can get any of our young guys experience, it's great. You know, we only have 28 on varsity right now. And so when we say subbing in, I mean, we tell everybody, you be ready to play. Everybody plays pretty much every, might be a few plays and special teams, but those reps are just as vital as a two-way starter. And so our kids are starting to understand that. And you can see the success in special teams that we're having. Those guys are getting settled into their roles. And that's something we take pride in. And hopefully we continue to succeed in our special teams.
Of course, the Rattlers did defeat Millsap 42-18. I love saying that. And then Britton got on track and got connected with his receivers. 4 touchdown passes, only 1 interception, almost 200 yards passing. I mean, what can you say about the effort coming back off of an injury? Britton coming back in there, still a young quarterback and showing the poise. And, of course, I was counting, Coach. I was going 1,001, 1,002, 1,003. The offensive line really, really learned how to pass block, I guess, just hugely over the last week.
Yeah, and again, getting used to the speed of the game. Going back to Britton, I want to, compliment him during the week where he wasn't, and he was obviously bummed. He could have been there and been kind of a bad attitude type stuff, but he was there every day at practice, and he was talking to Callan, he was talking to everybody, and just doing a great job of being a captain mentally, where he wasn't able to physically perform. And so that just allowed him to step in ready to go. Our kids have a ton of faith in Britton. Britton has a ton of faith in his receivers, and not just 4 touchdowns, but it's 4 different receivers. And so that's what, and that's where we have a couple really good receivers, but we have a lot of kids that can run and basically run your route hard where it's supposed to be, and Britton will find you. And so that kind of proved it there. And so super proud of our passing game. The O-line's coming along. It's as an O-line coach and so forth, it's always, we got a lot to work on too, but at the same time, you're right. No, we only had 1 sack, and it was a correctable wrong set. But that's going to happen at times with the young offensive line, but their communication is getting a lot better. Their calls are getting a lot better. And so hopefully we put again another 4-quarter performance by those guys.
And also talking on the offensive side of it, a really balanced attack. I mean, y'all had 172 yards rushing, 197 yards passing, receiving. That is pretty close to being as balanced as you possibly could want to get. Kelvin, another 100-yard plus night, and even stole some hurdling moves from the old downtown Peyton Brown. I saw him hurdling the guy, and I was like, oh, my God, here we go again.
I think he might be a little bit better hurdler than Peyton, but that's a lot of weight to get off the ground, Peyton, compared to Kelvin. So I'm not sure if that's much of a competition. No, but no, Kelvin's a dynamic runner. I mean, there's you can put a lot of compliments toward him and attributes, but when it comes down to it, he's getting more comfortable too of seeing correct cuts. And then sometimes when you're a young running back that's as skilled as he is, you think you can outrun everybody. And so learning how to make cuts within inside game, people don't unless you see the end zone shot, it's really hard to see from a sideway view. And so he's starting to get a feel where the guys are blocking and going that way. And then that just shows his explosiveness when he get through, and all of a sudden he's shot out of cannon. So very happy with his progress, and our other running backs too. And so it's a work in progress, as we always talk about it. And one interesting story, he had brand new cleats, and he actually ran out of his cleats. And so we're down there trying to kudos to our trainer. He was able to get them taped up and get the shoelaces back on. But for a while there, we almost didn't have a running back. But but he's all good. He's got new cleats, ready to go.
Fantastic. Defensively, Coach, I mean, the defense just continues to show strides of improving each and every week, each and every outing. Pressure on the quarterback. And I saw more pressure on the quarterback last week, and I don't really attribute it as much to the difference in teams or the difference in opponent. It was just the way the defensive line, and those linebackers were gap integrity, and being able to get to where they wanted to be is quicker than what they had in the past. 4 fumble recoveries by the defense, an interception. I mean, they surely got at least an A- grade last week, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, we actually hit more of our goals against Teague, but we had, Coach Mauser, he has a high standard for the way we play defense, and one thing you'll see, same thing as we talked offensively, defensively, same idea. There's a coaching term we call paralysis by analysis, where if you have too much going on in your head, you play slow. And so right now, guys are getting more comfortable with getting lined up, getting the calls, seeing the calls, and then now they're playing fast. And so if we can get them playing fast, we know we're a physical team. We're getting better on our tackling, again, that's a lot of sometimes when you're a little bit young, and again, the speed of the game is a little bit fast for you, but now it's slowing down. And so our tackling was better. We still got to improvement on some things on the edge. We got to get better at getting off screens and seeing screens and getting off blocks and making plays there. But kids are working very hard. We had a really good week of practice and getting lined up, and we're going to have a good week because Comanche comes in with a pretty high potent offense.
And, I was talking with my brother at the game, and I said, if we play Millsap next year, that team is going to be so improved. They featured majority of their players, of course, were sophomores. And, of course, the head coach's son was a stud running back out there who really had that nice cut to the outside move and that sort of thing. We just have to show some love to Millsap. Sometimes that's hard to do for opponents, to do that. But this has been a rivalry for a good while, and it looks like that program's on its way up. And the coach showed a lot of class. The other side coach showed a lot of class last week, even though they kind of knew they were a little outmanned.
No, Coach Johnson, since I've been here, he's great. He's an awesome Christian man, and I envy his the way he professes his faith and so forth. But he's an awesome dude, and the way he goes around his business and taking care of things, and the way his players play. I mean, they play a hard physical team, and that's something that we want to be a hard-nosed physical team as well. Yeah, no, it's going to be fun with Millsap. We already agreed to play the next few years also if we're not in district, so it's going to be something that we'll continue playing. Now,
realignment is coming up pretty soon, isn't it, Coach?
Yes, sir. So we'll have our snapshot day, which is on October 31st. UIL just sent that out. So on October 31st, everybody across the state will turn in their enrollments. And then from there, basically the way it works is UIL counts the top 250, 252 or so top schools, and they make 6A out of that. Then they go the next 250, make 5A, and then trickles down. And so we'll kind of have our numbers. We'll know where we're at. We'll know what we are enrollment wise, but in terms of the cutoff numbers, all that in November, which right now every indication says we'll stay 3A, and then we'll know our district first Tuesday in February.
Yeah, it should be fun. See some teams out there possibly moving up. I see some teams up there possibly moving down. It really just depends on where they put that cutoff line and everything where we fall. But I kind of see us staying in D2 3A, which is fine because we'll get us a state championship that way too. Let's talk a little bit about Comanche real quick. They come in. They do feature a junior quarterback that we saw a little bit of last year, and that's Cooper Welch. Cooper, really nice quarterback. He averages about 175 yards passing a game. He has, but he only has like 4 touchdowns and 3 interceptions in so far as in the scoring category. And where you kind of a lot of people evaluate quarterbacks better that way and everything, but he does have a facet of being able to also pull it down and run when he wants to.
Yeah, so Coach Escobar is our head coach over there. He wants to be able to run the ball, and so when they get in the red zone, they want to be able to run and establish run. But he has a big arm. They have a real talented receiver, number 1, that they like to get the ball to, and they're going to throw it deep. And our guys, we have to make sure that if the corner's supposed to be deep, they're staying deep. The safety's supposed to be deep, they're staying deep, and keep everything in front and make it drive. They played their first 2 games against very competitive teams. If you look at it, Caddo Mills and Llano, and so they're kind of like us a little bit. When we played Peacer, they're Caddo Mills, and in fact, Caddo Mills actually is 4AD2, I do believe, and then Llano for sure is 3AD1. So they've kind of punched up a little bit, and then they got after Eastland last week. So I mean, it's a well coached team. They're a talented team, and they got a good running back, good H back, and a big offensive line. So again, we're going to have to come ready to go and read our keys and take away what they want to do.
That little running back, Ladanian Smith, is who that is, number 9. That guy has rushed for quite a bit of yardage. And the thing with him is he's 67% of their offensive attempts. And so, but you can't get too locked on him because, like you mentioned, those 2 big receivers, Buford and Patino, those guys will burn you. They're seniors and they know how to, kind of sneak open if you're concentrating too much on that run. So you have to have defensive integrity the whole game long.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. We got to hold our gaps. The D-line has to make sure they went up front. Linebackers need to be where they're at, so the secondary can play our coverage and keep things in front of us. And so that's kind of hopefully that we can. I mean, that's what our defense is designed to do, and so hopefully we'll continue doing so. But no, you're right. They have a lot of seniors. It's kind of a little bit opposite of Millsap last week. Comanche is they don't have a huge senior class, but a lot of their seniors play both ways. And so you'll see number 1, you'll see, basically a lot of their skilled kids are 2-way players like us with a lot of seniors in regard. So it's going to be a tough game on Friday.
Absolutely, that's for sure. We got us a fan coach, Barbara Palmer, and I'm trying to pull up her comment, but for some reason, here we go. She says, "Go Rattlers!" And Barbara, I don't know if you know this, Coach, but we've got several folks that watch the show and also, watch the game religiously on Friday night. They may be in the stands, but they're still watching and listening to the two knuckleheads and myself call the game and everything. So we really appreciate all our fans. Now today, you've got two older statesmen there with you. I can smell the Bengay from here. You've got two seniors, right, Coach?
Yeah, I got senior to the Mexican. I got senior running back and linebacker. Yeah, Matthew McCartan and senior receiver and corner Deegan Rodriguez. And so really proud of these two guys and got a couple of other seniors to feature this week. So I'm going to slide the camera over and I'll let them get to answer the great questions from you. How about that?
Okay, I'll try. A lot of pressure. Oh, there we go. Deegan Rodriguez, how you doing, my friend?
Doing good. How about you?
Doing good. Now, tell us, was it pretty exciting last week hauling in all those passes? I mean, you did a pretty good job last week.
Yes, sir. I had a great time playing.
Good time playing. You also played both sides of the ball. We catch you on defense, on the defensive backside of it, and racking up some tackles. But this guy over here next to you, Matthew McCartan. And boy, I tell you what, you got to carry the rock a little bit last week. Is that right?
I did. I know.
How was that?
It was awesome.
Pretty exciting. Now, you told me that whenever you did get to touch the rock, you were going to go all the way. What happened there?
Oh, I don't know. I think we'll just have to do it again. Keep trying.
You know what? I'll go ahead and tell you what happened. Are you ready for this?
Ready.
Deegan missed a block because you had it right there. It was right there. If you would have went that way, if he'd have blocked that linebacker, you'd have scored for sure.
I know. If it weren't for this dude, I would have been in the end zone.
Well, I'll tell you what. Going into Comanche, now you guys, y'all been on the squad for a while now and everything. Go back to last year. Now, of course, last year y'all played Comanche and they were here. And we're going over there to their place, and you never know what's going to happen over there. The lights might go out. The press box might have a fire. I mean, all kinds of things have happened over in Comanche. Are y'all looking forward to taking on this group this year?
Of course we are.
Yes, sir.
We're excited.
Great. Fantastic. Well, tell me, what has been the most memorable moment for both of you? You each just take turns answering the question here. What has been your most memorable moment playing as a Tolar Rattler on the varsity?
Waking up all sleep deprived on Monday mornings, getting to come play practice real early. It's way more fun this year, having to not practice in the 110-degree heat.
There you go. That's for sure. What about you, Deegan?
I'd agree that early morning is better, but my most memorable is probably last week on that touchdown, first varsity touchdown. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah. I saw you were just a little excited. That was good. I thought you were going to spin around on your head and do all that kind of, funky dancing. Coach won't let you do that, will he?
No, sir.
Coming right back
All right, now, answer me true now. What would you rather do, play offense or defense?
Who's the question to?
Both of you.
Oh, I don't know. I would say probably defense. Getting to hit people is pretty fun.
Yeah, you play on that linebacker position and everything. What's the toughest thing that you're asked to do as a linebacker?
If I need to get off a block of someone who weighs twice as much as me, trying to move him out of the way and get to where I need to be.
There you go. All right, Deegan, tell me, what would you prefer, offense or the defense?
I'd have to say defense as well. Just going out there, hitting people, even though I'm not the biggest person, I still enjoy it.
Guys, I can read people real easy and everything. I'm an old man, so I've got a lot of experience in people, and I can tell certain things. When you say defense, that means that you guys have girlfriends, and this is your time to hit instead of get hit. Is that right?
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not
You're
wrong.
right.
All right, so this is where I always let our guests give a shout out to somebody or a group of people, whoever, that has helped you through your high school career as an athlete. It is your time. Y'all take turns. Who do you want to give the shout out to?
Are we talking anybody at all or like someone on the team?
Anybody at all. Family members, community members, team members, whoever.
You can go if you want.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to say my dad. my dad, he's always giving me pep talks before every game. He's not always like there. He's usually working till right before the game, and he's always texts me before the game. Text me a paragraph, give me a nice pep talk. Tells me sometimes I see him at 4 a.m. when he's going to work.
He's watched us.
Yep.
He's watched the game on our streams, I think, before.
He probably has, I believe it.
Yeah. What about you, Deegan? Who you want to shout out to?
Mine would probably be my mom. She's always showing up for me, always telling me how proud she is of me and how good of a worker I am, or how hard of a worker I am. And yeah, she's just always there for me.
So you guys must be friends with Ryder Rhodes, because that is the correct answer. You always think either a parent or, a relative, something like that. That way, your 3 girlfriends don't find out about one another, and, they stop hitting you. Okay. Right.
Yes, sir.
Well, gentlemen, it has been a pleasure. I expect a big victory on Friday night. I want y'all to get plenty of rest Thursday night and get ready to get some of them Indians corralled. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
Thank
Flip it
you.
over to Coach Mauser. All right, Coach. Those guys pretty smart fellas.
Yeah,
you're lucky
no,
to have them.
Yeah, they're two pretty good guys for sure.
Anything you want to throw out there this week to the community, and for us to be notified about or aware of, anything with the program, or anything you'd like to see out of us this week?
So no, just we got like I said, JV home games tomorrow. Junior high will be on the road, 7th and 8th grade in Comanche. Then Friday night we'll be in Comanche there, and then next week is our homecoming week. So we're excited to get everybody back into town. We host Breckenridge next Friday, and then after that, then we'll get into our bye week, and then it's district play. So we're 2 weeks out from district play, and that's when we think like we talk about the football games are getting a little more real, but. No, that's kind of what's on tap. Like I said, we got volleyball's in full swing, cross country's in full swing. We had a couple of golfers go out and compete today in golf as well, and so busy time.
In your opinion, what is the one area that we need to really, really excel this week to get a big old W over there in Comanche?
I'll say offensively, we want to make sure we sustain drives. And then one thing, if we can create long fields, and that's really for any team. But a team as explosive they are, they can chunk the ball around a little bit. And so we want to make sure if they chunk the ball and make a completion, it's not necessarily a 30-yard for a touchdown. It's 30 yards, and then let's reset and keep playing. So if we can sustain drives offensively, and then of course we want to score, but if not, if we can pin them deep, if our special teams are good, just to make them, it's the analytics of it all to make it a long field, and then win the battle up front, and that's again it's a broken record. You hear me say coming down to blocking and tackling, and so that's going to be a big part of this week.
Yep. You know what? I'm going to have to get down there and visit with you guys when you're not so busy and we don't have a game going on or anything else like that, because I saw some photos on Facebook this week, and I guess it was for Media Day, and I saw one of our future quarterbacks in a chair, took a picture with the ball that was almost half the size of that girl's growing like the weeds, Coach.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty proud of my little girl. Yeah, no, Ellie, she's great, and she's awesome, and so is my wife, and then I can't, and as awesome as those photos are, everybody knows in this town, but I probably don't, and we maybe not give enough love to Kelly and Lisa who take
That's
all
correct.
those photos, and they do an amazing job, and it's something that's I see a lot of they post it, and of course a lot of parents love posting it, and so anytime that's one thing I'll say, if anybody around town you see those two awesome ladies, tell them thank you for what they do, because they do an amazing job.
They sure do. They're the salt of the earth. We really appreciate and love all of them. Now, folks, if you haven't noticed, we got a new background back here behind me. The folks over at Clayton Homes, which is where I work, of course, they are gracious enough to give us this time, and they sponsor both this show and they sponsor Friday Night Lights. They're one of our platinum sponsors as it is, and I just want to give a big shout out to Carl Nunn for helping us with the background and all of the other stuff that he does for us, especially availing me the time to be able to do what I love with my Itola Rattlers. That's right. I said my Itola Rattlers. And we really, really appreciate them. And, of course, they're the sponsor of the Coaches Show. So we give them a little bit of love out there. Coach, I'm excited. It's going to be a great night over in Comanche. I'm going to be in the sweat box on the visitor side. And we're going to call a great game. And I think it's going to be Rattlers 55 and The other, oh, yeah, that's right. You don't like scores. 54 to Comanche, right? 54-50.
Just
54,
plus one on this. Just plus one.
Plus
Just plus one.
There you go. All right, Coach. We really appreciate your time. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. And if you can't be in the stands, you can be on the sports scene each and every week. And until then, folks, be good to one another. I want to put that out there. We've had a rough couple of weeks here, folks. Be good to one another. God bless you. And we'll see you on the sports scene.
Thanks, Dave.
Clayton Homes of Burleson is committed to helping you and your family find the manufactured home of your dreams. Come tour our fully furnished display models to see available features and floor plans. Have you dreamed of owning a home that you can customize to fit your style? Our friendly team members are experts in showing you our homes that fit your needs and your budget. We are proud to be able to offer new, energy, smart zero homes that can save you even more money in the high-quality Clayton-built home. Stop by our home center to start your home buying journey today. Conveniently located at 3275 South Burleson Boulevard, that is I-35 West at exit 30, or visit our website at claytonhomesburleson.com. Clayton Homes of Burleson, proud Rattlers supporter.